You know, with everybody being forced to stay inside, it's been pretty interesting to watch. I, for one, am actually trying to take an optimistic approach to this. I'm viewing this as a opportunity, not something that is a setback. Maybe that's the entrepreneurial spirit in me. But I, for one, am really looking forward to the short-term advances that we're going to see in telecommuting technology, and hopefully the end of the traditional theater experience. I talked about this a little bit last night on a live stream, but ultimately, movie theaters are no longer really something you need. It's not something that is an experience that many people really look forward to anymore. My wife, she loves popcorn, but heck, I could buy her a popcorn maker and avoid the coof. On top of that, for us, we go to a Marcus Cinema or an AMC, depends what day it is. And for us to go and get popcorn and 2 sodas, it's like almost $50 for us to go to the movies. That's the price of a brand new AAA video game that's going to give me much longer than 2 hours of enjoyment, hopefully. And as things move forward and as Disney is making more and more changes to what they're doing, I, for one, welcome it. I welcome the shift to streaming. I talked about this last night, and I don't know, you let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this. But I, for one, would be happy to pay a higher price to stream a movie in their traditional release window, and then a lower price down the road, rather than paying $50 to go to the movies. There are many, many movies that, in my mind, you just want to see in the cinema. The 1914 or 1917, whatever it was, I forget. That was excellent. Excellent to see in the cinema, the way it had kind of that consistent one single camera shot, and everything was just really intense. But a lot of people have really nice home theater systems with big plasma or LED TVs, nice sound bars, surround systems, and it's not that different. In fact, there have been many times that I've just picked up popcorn on the way home from work, or my wife has picked up popcorn on the way home, and we just watch a movie here. There's a lot of B-tier movies that I probably would have seen if it wouldn't have cost me $50. So, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. The Invisible Man is a movie that, yeah, I wanted to see it, but I didn't need to see that in the theater. Or there's just a ton of movies when there aren't restrictions on where we can move around and the things that we can do. There are a ton of movies that I'm like, that looks good. And then I either forget about it or I realize that, it's not really worth going to the theater and getting all that. I would watch it one night at 2 in the morning, when I'm free, when I want to watch it. And then I just never see it. So I see this, at least for my demographic, as a definite net positive as more and more things move to streaming. Now, there has been some precedent set, not quite with brand new releases, but pushing things up. Disney has basically the best platform for this, and I think it's actually a really smart move from them. So in the past week, they moved up, I think, 2 films. One was Frozen 2, and they are already looking at moving up Star Wars as well. Disney has now making as a big decision to make when it comes to Black Widow, which was set to release May 1st, just 2 months from now, roughly 6 weeks from now, right? And Disney needs that big box office numbers, and May 1st is probably a little too soon. I think that hopefully by June or July, things will be back to normal, back to, the way things were, but it's also entirely possible that the theater industry will never be the same. I mean, legitimately, I don't think that this is that far out of the realm of possibility that it could just be the death of the modern cinema. You see, Disney has postponed the May 1st release and its much anticipated Marvel flick Black Widow, as theaters across the country shudder amid new rules. A new release date has not yet been determined. While a number of movies have already pushed debuts, Mulan, Fast and Furious 9, Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway, A Quiet Place, and No Time to Die, among others, Black Widow isn't exactly a standalone film. The movie is part of the MCU, an expansive, interconnected collection of films that act as puzzle pieces in a much bigger, overarching story. Black Widow may be taking a step back in time. It takes place between the events of Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War, but it doesn't mean it doesn't contain material that is somehow important to other Marvel films. After all, that's what they are notorious for. Moving Black Widow could have a cascading effect on the rest of the MCU releases. Sean Robbins, chief analyst of BoxOffice.com, says Marvel's current release schedule of films are follows. Black Widow, May 1st, postpone. The Falcon and Winter Soldier, August 20th, Disney+. The Eternals, November 6th. That's funny. That movie looks terrible. WandaVision, 2020 on Disney+. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, February 12th, 2021. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, May 7th, 21. Thor, Love and Thunder, November 5th, 2021. And Loki, 2021 on Disney+. Is it just me, or are most of these films just not seeming that interesting? I mean, in a lot of ways, I feel like I've just kind of, WandaVision, to be honest with you, I'm actually more interested in a lot of the Disney Plus series than I am a lot of what they're doing in the movies. The Mandalorian is the one shining spot on Disney Plus right now. WandaVision might actually be good. Loki doesn't really interest me that much, but it could be good. So you could end up with a lot of these nice little shows on Disney Plus. And on top of that, it could be a really smart strategic move to force everyone, or to not even force, but incentivize people to take the plunge and start paying monthly for Disney Plus, which has a higher revenue ceiling, in my opinion, given that it will incentivize people to pay $4, $5, $6 every month, not just the once or twice a year when a major movie comes out. Now, news has been leaking around Black Widow premiering on Disney Plus, which would be a huge thing. Honestly, a massive, massive move forward, I think, and the way modern cinema really should go, in my opinion. On Tuesday morning, March 17th, Disney finally announced that the next Marvel Studios tentpole, Black Widow, was being moved off its May 1st arrival with an indefinite release date later this year. Since it's difficult to predict how long things will continue before everything can get back to normal, Disney cannot reliably unveil a new release date for Black Widow. Unlike James Bond and Fast and Furious franchises, which also moved their release dates but only deal with one movie at a time, the bumping of Black Widow could create a chain reaction involving the launch date of several other films in the Marvel pipeline, including The Eternals, Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness, and so on. But Disney does have one other option available to it. The company could premiere Black Widow on its recently launched streaming service, Disney+. There's already precedent for this. Disney just put Frozen 2 on that service 3 months earlier than expected. There's a good chance it will do the same with Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker. Warner Brothers is also moving up the VOD day launch of Birds of Prey, and one of the boldest recent movies in major studio, Universal, is putting several of its current theatrical releases on VOD now. It will premiere April 10th. Trolls World Tour on digital the same day it was supposed to arrive theatrical before everything got shut down. I think this is great. I mean, really, I think that people have relied on the cinema for too long. I think that modern cinema doesn't offer enough value to moviegoers to warrant their high ticket prices. And the world has just moved on. There's no reason for the theater anymore. But with the complete shutdown, studios are forced to look at other possibilities. Day and date streaming has long been discussed as a primary distribution method for the future, not as a replacement for the theatrical experience, but as another option for viewers. There are ways Disney could somehow get the theater owners involved, either allow them to stream the movie, AMC and Regal have branded streaming services, or figure out a way to change the premium to watch a film and give the owners desperately needed piece of the action. See, here's where the important stuff happens, okay? If they're not too greedy, this could really work. If they get greedy and do what I think they're going to do, which is charge a premium monthly price for their service, but then charge a singular absorbent price on top of that, then I'm going to have some strong criticism. All right, so listen to me, Disney. I think getting people to have a Disney Plus subscription is reasonable. And I'm also fine with you charging a few bucks on top of that to stream your movie on your service. I'm fine with that. If it's like $3 or $5, you could essentially have the streaming service plus a premium one-time fee to get the movie. Or you wait 6 months until it's streaming like everything else. I'm actually fine with that. What I'm not optimistic about is that the theater industry won't get their greed on and really try to stick it to us right now when we're kind of all in a bad place. I'm hoping that Hollywood takes this as an opportunity to create some goodwill back with the fans, which they haven't done a very good job of, and let us still enjoy the movies that we want to enjoy at a fair price. If they do what I fear they're going to do, they're going to get doubly greedy, because right now, I think if it was just a matter of releasing it on Disney Plus, done, like no problem. But if it's a matter of just how much money we can make, then it's not going to work. So tread lightly, Disney. This can work. And this can be good for everybody, I suppose, except for the theaters. See, the problem with the theaters is they need this exclusivity period. Otherwise, there's no point for them to exist. Let me give you a quick example. Magic the Gathering is a card game that I've played since 1994, 1993. It is played at home by most people, but also has a large network of local game stores where they host exclusive events. These game stores are also places where you can get the cards a week early. They, in effect, need Wizards of the Coast, the maker of the game, to give them this exclusivity. Otherwise, very few people would go in because you'll just buy the cards online. In the last year, Wizards of the Coast has figured this out, and they've abandoned the local game store, something that I strongly detest. And local game stores are closing at a rate even higher than normal because people don't want to go out. People don't want to go there if they can get it, for example, cheaper on Amazon. Wizards of the Coast has abandoned them, and local game stores are suffering. I strongly predict that the film industry will be considering doing the same to the theater industry, and it may be the end of the brick and mortar theater as we know it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.